Welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here for Smash This Podcast. Good morning, everyone. Get a shot of the cup there. Oh man, yeah, it's been a hell of a week. Not all bad though. Got some really good news within the last 24 hours. Found out um my son's football team is going to state. They just won last night in nail biter. They were down by 10 and came back and won. So I wish I was there, but it would have been quite the trek out of town. They were up in Appleton, and that's about a 2-hour drive from here. So that's a little far. So that and what else? Got some good news back on a test result for my dad's blood work. So that's all good. So the medicine that he's starting to take is starting to work. So won't get into like the little details or everything there, but let's just say that's a good thing. So yeah, good morning, everyone. I wanted to do this late last night. It didn't happen. So hey, you know what? We're having some fresh brewed coffee out of the new coffee maker we got. It seems like we get a coffee maker at least once a year now. There's really nothing better than fresh brewed coffee, I tell you. Out of a brand new coffee maker. So before I dive into this card, I don't want this to be too long and drawn out. I was lucky enough to get this guy right here, Lance Archer, the one of the newer unrivaled figs from AEW. It's bittersweet because this is one guy I really was hoping would be on the card tonight for the pay-per-view. Hopefully he comes back soon. I really haven't heard much. I heard something about I saw the move he did. Got kind of a stinger from doing he screwed up a moonsault or something. So we just hope and pray that he comes back sooner rather than later, because he is much needed. But it also bears the question as to, do they want to bring back someone like Jake the Snake and maybe put him with someone else to mentor / manage? I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything about Jake lately. Hopefully he's doing well too. So yeah, all right. The chatters are starting to pop in here. Good morning, everyone. I was trying to think of any news. I haven't been reviewing Rampage lately, but it is a fun 1-hour show to watch. And then I watched the Countdown late last night. In fact, there's two versions. There's one that was right after Rampage, and then there was an extended version of that popped up on YouTube, AEW's YouTube. So I watched both of those last night. I'm not sure what the difference was. There was like an extra 5-10 minutes of footage, little extra promo stuff in there. But yeah, it's all good. They break it down pretty well. And Courtney watched it all too. Cool. So before I dive into this 10-match card, one of them's on the buy-in, and 9 of them are on the pay-per-view. Before I dive in that, just want to remind everyone to smash that like button, smash that sub button, ring that bell for notifications. Check out all the links in the description. There is merch. All the socials are down there. You could follow Smash this podcast on Twitter, Facebook, the old Instagram. And if you're feeling oh so generous, you can share bits, you can sub on Twitch. Excuse me. You can gift subs if you're on YouTube. You can tip with super stickers or super chat, stuff like that. So whatever you do, it's all greatly appreciated. But absolutely smash that thumbs up on the YouTube. That's a must. That's a must. So yeah, this is a fun card. This is a really fun card. Some of these I'm more into than others, obviously. Some of these are just, what did they used to say about the heavy metal albums back in the 80s? Either, it was, you had one or two hits and the rest was filler or all killer or whatever. So this is mostly killer, maybe a little bit of filler. It's all subjective. It all depends on who you like, who you're into. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, let's dive into this. Let's start with the buy-in. This was just added I want to say yesterday. I'm not positive, but I think it was yesterday. Thanks for the bits, Punk. Appreciate that, Punk Tracy. All right, buy-in. Now this is a fun tag match. Now I'm not sure how they picked these. I'm not. This is not complaining by any means. I'm just not sure how they picked are these the finalists in the TBS title tournament? Is that what's going on here? And that's why these four are on here? I think that's what's going on here. So it's a women's tag match. So we got Nyla Rose and Jamie Hayter versus Hikaru Shida and Thunder Rosa. Not complaining at all about that. This should be a lot of fun. It's it's a little, like I said, it's a little random. If that's what it is, if it has to do with the TBS title, then that's fine. I just wasn't really sure where these came from. But hey, these are all ass kickers, so pretty cool. You want to get the crowd hype and excited for the pay-per-view. This is supposed to bring in those last-minute people that are like, oh, you know what? I decided now I'm going to buy this, throw some money at the company. I already bought it, so I'm stoked. They could add or whatever. I'm add matches. I'm still gonna watch. I think I'm gonna go with Hikaru Shida and Thunder Rosa on this one. And I don't know if that's going to matter in the whole scheme of things in the TBS tournament, but it's great to get more women on the show in general. Big picture here, they gotta do some more stuff with their women. They really do. I mean, the TBS tournament's been fine, but they really need to throw an extra, couple matches, storylines. It's been getting better, but they still need to do more. You want to see a good example of a well-oiled women's division where many of them get used, several episodes out of the month. Look at Impact Wrestling. Perfect example. They could absolutely learn something from them. All right, on to the main card. Now, as far as I could tell here, there's 9 matches. Good number. I'm guessing it's going to be about a 4-hour show, give or take a little. There isn't going to be any, 5-minute squeakers here. They usually give their matches plenty of time here. So let's start out with what, in my professional podcasting opinion, could steal the show. Absolutely could steal the show as far as match of the evening. It's going to be one that they're going to be talking about for a while. Darby Allen versus MJF. This is tough. I think a lot of people are assuming here that MJF's going to get a win here. Darby Allen's been on a roll, with Sting in his corner. It's going to be interesting to see who comes down with MJF too. Are these guys going to have people in their corner, or are they going to come out solo? I'd like to assume that Wardlow is going to be in MJF's corner. I've heard some people say that this would be a great time for Wardlow to turn on MJF given the circumstances. So I don't want to do the whole fantasy booking, book the whole match and all that stuff. You're not gonna see that from me here, but I think I'd like to see Darby Allen win this one. Take a peg away from MJF. Hey, thanks for the super sticker, man. Appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot. Charles says he assumes Wardlow's going to be out there. Yeah, he should be. I have no doubt about that. But you can tell his patience is wearing thin with MJF. So if it feels like if something's going to happen, it's going to happen sooner rather than later. I think tonight could be the night. So let's say Darby wins and Wardlow turns on MJF. It'd be a great way to end the year, give Wardlow a fresh start going into the new year, and really build a new superstar, I think it's time. All right, next we got the Super Click, comprised of Adam Cole and the Young Bucks versus Christian Cage and Jurassic Express, Luchasaurus, and Jungle Boy. This is probably one I'm not as excited about, but I am digging the whole super click, you know? Um, I think the big question here is how much longer is Christian going to hang with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus? Mark with the super sticker. What is up, brother? Hopefully be seeing you later tonight. Excuse me. Thank you, Mark. Much love, dude. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. But the super click have absolutely been on a roll lately. I don't think, especially with Bobby Fish coming into the picture now, he's probably going to be out there with them. All right. So I think the super click. I think the super click wins here. I mean, I don't want to overthink this, but this would be this could be a good time for Christian to turn on the Young Boys or Jungle Boy, excuse me. Oh, that's an interesting. That's an interesting question. Charles says if Cole wins and Kenny loses, does Cole make a play for leadership of the Elite? Oh man. Yeah, I mean, there certainly are a couple different stories going on here. We even saw Hangman Adam Page approach the Young Bucks. Was that last night or was that on Dynamite? I forget. Saying, look, we're even. You know, you ruined my shot. I ruined your shot. This is all stuff that happened over the course of a year. He's like, so I think we're even, but if you guys interfere at Full Gear, I will ruin you. So I got a feeling the super click may leave this one alone. I don't know. Like I said, there's a besides the matches, there's big stuff, there's big picture stuff going on here. Other little, you could say, storylines or whatever. So yeah, it's hard to say. But anyways, the match itself, I think the super click is going to win. But it certainly wouldn't help, or excuse me, it wouldn't hurt. It would not hurt Jurassic Express. Jungle Boy is still over like Rover. Still gets one of the biggest pops of the night whenever that music hits. So we'll see. Although a win for Jungle Boy here and his crew certainly would help him. But I do think Super Click is going to win here. Mark says Undisputed Era is better than the Super Click. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. The Undisputed Era certainly was a good group of guys. You had what? Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Strong. Roderick Strong. That certainly is a good class of gentlemen right there. But I'm biased on the Young Bucks. So you put the Adam Cole with the Young Bucks. Oof. That's a tough one for me, man. So, all right. Super Click takes this one. Now this one I'm not as excited about, but there's some underlying storylines weaved in here that are like really fun to pick apart a little bit. So you got Pac and Cody Rhodes versus Malachi Black and Andrade. So this whole thing between Pac and Cody, those two teaming together is pretty much held together by a hair. There's not a lot going on there as far as the team aspect that we're talking about here. I think there's a much tighter bond between Malachi Black and Andrade, even though it's very new. I feel like these two really get each other. There's a business aspect between them as far as goals and whatnot. What they want to achieve together, growing this house of Black. Like, I'm not sure if you put Andrade in that house of Black, like if that's actually a thing that they're going to build over time. That's going to be a slow burn thing. I think that's going to be something we see over the course of the next, say, quarter, next few months, as we see something evolve with Malachi Black. There's many layers to Malachi Black. That's one thing, is long-term storytelling. A lot of people say that that doesn't exist in the world of AEW. I beg to differ, especially when you talk about the main event. We'll get to that later. But this story between Malachi Black and Cody has been going on for a while. Cody also has been evolving. The whole thing with the fans turning on him. There's been some different stuff going on with Andrade too. His posse. I'm using my quote fingers for those listening audibly. His group has changed as far as who he's tied with, who he's associated with, whatever. And Pac is kind of the wild card here. He obviously, in the business sense, has stuff he wants to take care of as far as a feud with, probably Malachi Black and Andrade, honestly. So, yeah, I don't know. This one's tough. This one's tough. Especially, knowing how the crowd reacts to Cody. Which, look, I still love Cody. You can boo Cody all you want. I'm not going to boo Cody. I'm all in as far as like seeing how he evolves with this character, though. He hasn't been doing it well. I'll give him that. I see some chat about Wyndham in the live chat here. Yeah, it feels like something big could happen tonight. It's hard to say. It's I don't know. I have this feeling we may not see Wyndham back in the world of wrestling for a long time. But I hope I'm wrong, but I keep hearing all these little Hollywood things happening which tells me that he's not going to be around in the world of wrestling. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, I see the love for Cody in the chat too. It says, Polar's cheering for Pac. I hear you. I hear you. I don't know. I'm going to say Malachi Black and Andrade win. Because then that could certainly spark the whole Cody versus Pac, and Andrade and Malachi can then start a new chapter with the House of Black stuff. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. Let's see. This is the one that I'm probably least concerned about on the card itself, but it should still be fun. Little comedy, little ha-ha, mixed in with some violence. You got Inner Circle, comprised of Chris Jericho, of course, Sammy Guevara, Jake Hager, and Santana and Ortiz, against America's Top Team with Scorpio Sky, Ethan Page, Junior Del Santos, and some other. Who the hell's the coach's name here? Can't think of it. Someone in the chat will help me out with this one. Lambert, yes, thank you. Mark says, please let this be the last of America's Top Team. Well, I don't know, because Dan Lambert is actually the manager of Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky now. So, I don't know how much you're going to actually see of America's Top Team after this, as far as the MMA guys side of it, UFC guys, however you want to say it. I don't know. I mean, it also kind of made sense because Jake Hagar's on the other side, so you got some MMA mixed on both sides. But yeah, I know it's. I like Dan Lambert more here than I did when he was managing Bobby Lashley in Impact. I didn't like that at all. I appreciate this. I don't love it, but I can appreciate it. The big picture here is you just hope that the MMA guys don't stink up the joint. Jericho seems to think, I think I heard in an interview him say something about he thinks Junior Del Santos is a natural. All right. I would certainly take that. But I think the Inner Circle wins here. I want to overthink this one too much. Spend too much time on it. It should be fun to see how they incorporate Dan Lambert into this, though, and have his ass handed to him somehow. It's got to be Jericho, and at the end of the day, that actually does something to him, though, right? All right, so next we got Miro versus Brian Danielson. And this is the finals in the World Title Eliminator Tournament. This is kind of a tough one. I know a lot of people are just assuming that Brian Danielson's going to kill Miro, but you can't look, if anybody's fresh right now, it's Miro. You know, I don't want to overanalyze this one too much, but Miro's fresh. He hasn't been wrestling every single show like Brian Danielson has. He's wrestled a little here and a little there. So Miro's ready. He's fresh. So I don't want to discount Miro at all in this. I'd be okay with Miro taking this one from Brian Danielson. It keeps Brian Danielson down a peg from everyone, which is, you know, I really don't want to slingshot Brian Danielson too quickly in this. Don't get me wrong. I love what Brian Danielson is doing. But he just came here. You know? I feel like Miro's been just kind of floating along. I feel like he could use a little push. You know, win or lose as far as in at the end of the day of the the world title picture. But if anybody's going to, I feel like Miro deserves that. Especially, you know, given what he's had to deal with as far as storylines. God bless him. Like, let him have some fun with this. I'd love to see, Hangman Page. That's not assuming Page wins, but you know, it's hard not to think about what would come after this. You know, because let's be honest, it's now or never for Adam Page. But then are you going to have Adam Page versus Brian Danielson or Miro? The easy booking here says Miro because then you've got heel and babyface. But Brian Danielson is, I mean, he gets cheered out of, you know, the roof blows off every single time he comes in the door. But Brian Danielson is in a position here where it'd be pretty easy to turn Brian, honestly, because he'd still be over. You got to remember, this is a very different place than where he came from. You know, stuff like that could happen a lot more easily in this company as opposed to up north. But anyways, I want Miro to win, but I don't think he's going to win. I'm going to say Brian Danielson. Damn it. I haven't done that in a while. At least I don't think I have. I pulled a Tony. Tony did that in his first interview with him. Oh, he was so upset at himself, too. Oh, it's funny. He's like, I will never do that again. Slap the head. We'll see. We'll see. But look, that's who's gonna win here? The fans are gonna win because it's just gonna be one of the best. It's gonna be one of the best matches on the card. And that's one of the best things about Brian Danielson. The guy finishes every single match a different way. Have you noticed that? He uses a different submission finisher almost every single match. It's ridiculous. It's mind-boggling. It's crazy. All right. Now on to one of the big money matches here of this card. I'm super stoked for this because feels like there's some legit heat between these guys. And I'm not going to sit here and act like I understand all the history between Punk and Eddie Kingston, but damn, there's some wild shit going on here. So yeah, we're talking about CM Punk versus Eddie Kingston here. I cannot wait for this one. This is gonna, if there's a real fight feel to any of this, it's this one. It's this one. I have not seen like heat like this in a long time. There's just something special when Eddie Kingston starts talking because it just feels real. Eddie Kingston could be in a ring with Marco Stunt and make you feel like there's some like legit crazy shit going on between them. And you'd be like, oh my God, what's going on here? Oh, there's some real, But this is like 15 years in the making. Someone just spilled some sheet out there, some legit wrestler supposedly. Is that a dig at Marco Stunt? No, I love Marco Stunt. By the way, where the hell is Marco Stunt? Did he like break a leg again or something? No, I love Marco. One of the biggest hearts on the roster, I think. But yeah, this fight between CM Punk and Eddie Kingston is just going to be ridiculous. And like Eddie Kingston, like he's got, I'm going to say, a shocking amount of backing from the fans in this one. And I say shocking because, well, CM Punk is very popular, but low key here, I feel like Eddie Kingston is also super mega popular. Like, he just doesn't get talked about a lot, but there's a lot of people that love Eddie Kingston. And especially after that promo, there was a lot of people like they were confused by this because it felt, real. Like, whoa, where did this come from? But this is, like I said, this is 15 years in the making. Punk is undefeated. If anyone's going to hand Punk his first loss, it should be Eddie. And no one's going to lose anything here, but this feels like CM Punk's first real feud in this company. Everything else has just been, hey, who's going to step up to the plate? Let's have some good matches. Punk's just kind of getting back into the swing of things. This is like, whoa, okay. This is some good shit. Mark, you agree? You think so? Getting some AEW this weekend? Hell yeah, Steve. It's ordered. Hell yeah. You know what? I'm going to say Eddie wins here. Punk's probably going to win, but I'm going to pick Eddie here. So either way, look, I'm not complaining either way. I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm not going to be pissed or nothing. It's not going to make me, turn off the TV or whatever. Actually, I'll be sitting here the whole time, but oh, that's interesting. All right, so Mike says Punk turns heel. All right. I think it's a little early, but it certainly could happen. Certainly could. No, I didn't talk about that yet, Mark. Oh, man. We're watching the buy-in together, too. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that'll be on, was that, an hour before? And they'll do all the rundowns and everything. And then there's the one buy-in match. But yeah, we'll watch that. We get the real CM Punk tonight. Yeah, the buy-in match is awesome. It should be a lot of fun. Great to see all the ladies get involved there. All right, we continue. We'll try to wrap this up in about an hour's time. Lucha Brothers versus FTR. Excuse me. Now, this is for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. FTR already holds the AAA tag team titles. So are they going to get both here? I don't know. This one's kind of tough. I mean, I think FTR winning the tag titles for AAA was kind of a shocker, but that just shows that there's a good relationship between, AEW and AAA still. It's just been, just low key, But if they're starting to have shows again, which I don't know how many they're having, if they're just doing pay-per-views here and there, I don't really know. I didn't even see the last one because it wasn't featured anywhere here in the US, I don't think. It was only available down in like cable stations down in Mexico, which is whatever. I wish they put stuff on the AAA Twitch like they used to. All right, someone needs to call up Vampiro so he can be on the commentary and fart on a live mic with Matt Stryker. Smash that like button if you remember that one from a few years ago. God bless Vampiro. I love him. What a wild man. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like FTR is kind of on a roll. But I also feel like it'd be too soon for Lucha Brothers to lose the tag titles because they just got them at the last pay-per-view. That'd be a pretty short run. I feel like they got to hang on to them a little longer. Just laughing at the chat. I don't know. I'll say Lucha Brothers win here. I wouldn't be mad if FTR won, because it would certainly really put an exclamation point on their career that if they're two-time AEW World Tag Team Champions. But I feel like it's too soon for Lucha Brothers to lose it. But we'll see. We'll see. Look, either way, you're going to see one hell of a tag match. No complaints there. No one's going to stink up the joint in this one. And it's also great to see that both guys from FTR, well, we'll say as healthy as they can be right now. I haven't heard anything otherwise. So, all right, on to the women's AEW Women's World Title match. Tay Conti going after Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Her AEW Women's World Championship. This one's pretty easy to figure out because I think there's bigger stuff that's going to happen here down the line. If you see who's been aligning themselves with Tay Conti and Anna Jay, I think you know where this is going. I think Thunder Rosa is going to be the one to really clash big time down the road with Britt Baker. So I think Britt Baker's taking this one. But I want to say that Tay Conti is absolutely she has absolutely been a bright shining star in this women's division. Growing in popularity. She's a legit badass, If she's an Olympic martial arts girl, I mean, that's pretty badass in my book. So it's just translating that into the squared circle is where it starts getting interesting. But Punk is picking Tay Conti to win. Mark says you're crazy, Eric. Hey, you can pick whoever you want. It's free country. So, but yeah, like I said, I think there's bigger stuff coming down the road from this, but I'm still looking forward to this nonetheless. I think it's going to be a numbers game again that this comes down to, because Rebel and Jamie Hayter might be there. I imagine she would be, unless she gets completely clobbered in the buy-in match. But I imagine she'll join Britt Baker. So with Rebel. So Hater is Bader. What? Or something. I think Mark's doing some early morning treehouse stuff here. Jamie Hayter's fun to watch. Yeah, she's. I hear you. I hear you. I know what you're saying. All right, main event time. Quit drooling. Quit drooling, Mark. Behave yourself. Main event time here. This one's a long time coming, folks. A long time coming. The weird thing here, honestly, is there's some matches on this card, not many. There's one or two matches that actually feel a little bigger than this one. And I'm not necessarily blaming anyone for that. I'm not blaming the booking committee. It's just who, like I said, wrestling is subjective. Everyone, laughing at the chat. Steve says we've lost Mark. Mark's gone. He's crashed. It's all subjective. It's just who you like more. There's probably some people out there that are more into like the Lucha Brothers versus FTR, or more into Miro and Brian Danielson going for the number one contendership, or maybe there's some Malachi Black fans out there that can't wait for the tag match, or MJF versus Darby Allen. It's all subjective. But I'll admit, I'm probably most stoked for Eddie Kingston versus Punk, just because that feels like really organic. But this one is going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, this has been a long time coming for Adam Page. I think Page takes this one. If he doesn't, I'm going to be shocked. I'm not going to be mad, but I'll be a little mad. I mentioned earlier that people say that AEW doesn't know how to long-term book stuff, and I'm going to say they may not be the best at it, but in this case, this is an incredible example on long-term booking. Look at the story, and they broke it down in the preview, the whole countdown or whatever preview to this match. They talked about where these two have been since day one in this company, being one of the best tag teams around. And it's good to point out that stuff because they really, that was a great story right there. And it was that team up that really brought me on board as far as loving Hangman Adam Page. Like, I didn't really start paying attention to him much until All In. I loved his match with Jiminy Christmas, Joey Ryan. But this is, Mike says in the chat, over 3 years in the making. Yeah. So, there's a big picture here to this. And it talks about Hangman Adam Page being with the Bullet Club all the way back to that. So, yeah, there's absolutely a big picture here regarding this rivalry. So I think it's time for Hangman Adam Page to take this one, to become hashtag and new AEW world championship. We're a world champion. And I hope there isn't too much shenanigans, but I think if there is some shenanigans, it's also going to tell a story as far as where Kenny is with the super elite clique, or whatever you call the whole, the elite conglomerate there with Adam Cole and Young Bucks and everything. Because that's going to be its own little aftermath story to tell as well, which will be interesting. Yeah, I think you're right, Mike. There's, I think Don Callis is going to be there, absolutely. And that's that same damn pink suit. Who knows? Oh, Steve throwing some shade. Says we need James Storm to come out and prove who the real cowboy is. Oh my goodness. Oof. That's some shade. Mark says, if, in capitals, if Kenny should tragically lose, he should leave and come to Impact full time for a bit. Oh, I don't know. I don't see that happening. That would be interesting, though. I feel like we'd get a few repeats, like Kenny versus Moose, but who knows? I don't want to think that far. I don't think that's going to happen, but it's not a terrible idea. But anyways. Kenny needs some time off. Yeah, I agree. I agree. If Kenny went away for a bit, took a little break, it wouldn't be a terrible thing. I will give Kenny this. He's been an outstanding champion throughout this last year he's been champ, or whatever it's been time wise. It's it's been a be nice, Mark. he's all Kenny in this. He hears the battle cry. Oh man. He is absolutely one of the best in the world. I will give him that, and he's been a tremendous champ. But I think he needs to take a break. Now's a good time. He could come back beginning of the year when TBS takes Dynamite, and that'd be something exciting to see. So who knows? Who knows? But I think it's time to pull the trigger on this one. Have Hangman Adam Page win this one. Hey, could be match of the year. It certainly could be match of the year. We'll see. So, but yeah, stacked card. Like I said, there's certainly ones on here that I'm more excited about than others, but I can't wait to see this. I'm stoked. I've got it ordered on BR Live. Be tuning in. So So yeah, there you go. From be watching the buy-in too. Absolutely. So, all right. Much love, everyone. Hey, look at that. Just turned an hour. So yeah, and by all means, let me know in the chat what you're most excited for during this pay-per-view tonight, and leave your predictions below if you're watching after the fact, and we'll see who we'll see who comes out closest. So I'm actually expecting to get a bunch of these wrong. Usually I don't get a lot of these right, but we'll see. We'll see. This isn't an easy one. But yeah. So that's it. We'll see you guys later tonight. And I'll be live afterwards to break it all down. I don't think I'm not gonna predict any like big surprises or anything. If we do get any, it's a great time to, but I'm not going to throw any big predictions out, because I mean there certainly are some free agents out there, aren't there? Out there, aren't there? All right. So yeah, I need more coffee. Everyone have a tremendous weekend. We'll see you later tonight for all the results and news that comes out of Full Gear right here on Smash This Podcast. We'll see you, folks.
I'll tune in. I'll check it out.